10:15. And just like Bon Jovi in that one song, we're halfway there. We're living on a prayer. We got some horror movie recommendations for today. Almost see Chucky happen to me. And as promised, we got some 3D movies. But before we get there, if you got Netflix, you got to watch The Perfection. The Perfection is about these two girls. They play like, I can't even remember. They play like the violin, and they in this school and they play the violin, and like they jealous of each other, or whatever, right? So they want to like kill each other or something, and then the one girl, she starts puking up bugs, and everybody starts freaking out, and then they find out that they was tricked by this dude, and so they kid in, and he was gonna touch them in inappropriate ways. So then they decided to cut off all his arms and legs and shit. Or they cut off their own arms and legs and shit. I don't know. Movie's fucked up. I watched it like 2 years ago. I barely even remember. If you got Amazon, you gotta watch this movie called Black Box. This is part of the Blumhouse. Welcome to the Blumhouse, or Into the Blumhouse. I can't remember. They did a thing for Hulu, and now this is their thing for Amazon. This one's about this dude. He keeps like waking up. He keeps seeing these like weird visions. Like he got in a car accident and his memory's all screwy and he can't remember things. So he goes to Claire Huxtable. Claire Huxtable works in the hospital. She puts this VR helmet on his head that's supposed to make him help remember things by tapping into his subconscious and projecting him into a 3D world to try to find out why he's seeing demons and why his memories aren't clear. So he starts seeing his demons, and then there's this weird bendy guy that's coming after him, and there's a demon, and his memories are different. His wife looked one way, but now his wife looked the other way, and spoiler alert, it turns out that some other man's consciousness is in his physical body situation, and his consciousness is buried, and he can see it in the VR. So his consciousness is trying to come forward and battle the consciousness of this other man, but he doesn't really know that it's the other man. It's a whole fucking crazy situation, and it takes lots of fucking twists and turns, and it gets fucking wild. Black Box on Amazon. I just drank this with the lid on like a dumbass. Mark that on your calendars. All right. If you got HBO Max, you want to watch the first 3D movie we got today. That's Nurse 3D. And Nurse 3D is about this nurse who fucking straight up kills people. But this movie is like a scummy, trashy 70s fucking exploitation film, because it's all just, the nurse is like, oh, hey, want me to stick you with needle? Want me stab you? Stab? Right, it's all, like, every single line she delivers is like a 90s 900 phone sex operator, right? And, like, I was reading in some article that, like, the actress was like, this movie ruined my career. Like, were you not wearing a candy striper uniform with a 2-inch skirt with 9-inch heels going, oh, hey, baby, let me put on these gloves. You know what I'm saying? So it's absolutely ridiculous. It's in 3D. It's a good throwback to like 70s exploitation films. It's way over the top sexual. It's way over the top violent. It's way over the top everything. Check it out. Now, speaking of over the top sexual, over the top violent, over the top everything, let me just read this excerpt from the IMDb Parents Guide about this one. If I may. Hold on, this is in the sex and nudity section. Okay? For those reading this that wish to make a distinction between the actor's actual genitals and prosthetic genitals, all male genitals in the movie are prosthetic for special effects, not an actual penis. Now, the lid was off that time. What the hell kind of movie would have to have a fucking disclaimer about whether the penis is real or prosthetic? And I'll tell you what, I've looked at the IMDb Parents Guide numerous times because I have children, right? I've never seen the word vulva used so fucking much in any fucking horror movie. And that's the number one movie you need to watch tonight. It's on Tubi. It's Piranha 3 Double D. Not 3D, 3 Double D. Like the boobs. Okay? If you're unfamiliar, you know, cups and such. This movie's absolutely fucking ridiculous. But let me run down who's in it. Okay? Ving Rhames, David Hasselhoff, who else? Christopher Lloyd, right? Gary fucking Busey, Clu Gulager. Like, are you kidding me? I think this guy named Matt Bush, I think that's a joke. I think, you know, that might be some kind of double entendre or something like that. But look, it's about piranhas, and they get into a water park, and per the IMDb Parents Guide, there's an adult pool section where we see an adult pool where fully nude women, genitals are briefly visible, jump into a pool while another topless woman is seen dancing suggestively against a pole, and a fully nude woman is shown from underwater. Her breasts are visible, but genitals are obscured. This is what goes on this movie. And prosthetic fucking penises. Okay? So. This today didn't go the way that I expected this to go. I drank a bottle with a water cap on. I said vulva. I said prosthetic penis. I couldn't remember what happened in the fucking perfection. What I'm watching tonight, I'm gonna have my niece and nephew over because tomorrow we're going to Comic-Con. So we're gonna keep it a little tame tonight. You know, we got a little, going back a little classics. This is classics weekend. So we'll be watching Poltergeist 1 and Poltergeist 2. But for you, if you got Netflix, watch The Perfection, where somebody is playing an instrument and somebody gets their limbs cut off and it's all pukey, because I can't remember what the hell happens in a movie that I reviewed when it came out and absolutely fucking loved. If you got Amazon, you watch this movie that I don't know what's going on in that one either. Black Box, where this dude, he's got a consciousness of another man's consciousness inside of his head, and the only way he can see it is if he goes, visits Claire Huxtable in the hospital, and they put the VR goggles on, and it's all crazy. If you got HBO Max, watch Nurse 3D. And the number one movie you need to watch tonight, with all the prosthetic penises you could ever want in your entire life, is Piranha 3 Double D, starring David Hasselhoff and Matt Bush, if that's a real fucker. And the cameraman is bent over, certain, and fucking the best boy is Mike Roach or something.